Hello, good afternoon, good evening, happy Sunday. And welcome to Sandra's Stampin' Craft Studio. We are just reminding you that we're going live in both Facebook and YouTube. So I will locate people in the comments, and the comments will go different directions. So it depends on who's online at the time. So I have got, as the heading, the pre-warning just showed you, I've got a bit of a colour challenge today. So let me show you that over there. This is just for a challenge. I've been away for the weekend, over at Roxham Barnes, and the car is unloaded, but everything is an awful mess beside me, all around the room, just dumped, literally. So, hi ladies joining. So I looked at one of my lists that I can grab ideas from, and I have some challenges. So the Paper Players one is released on a Sunday. So I thought, what better to just tap and go with whatever they've got. So this is their colour challenge today. So let's get down onto the table and let's get playing. So let's see what we can oh no, that one. You're there. Now I'm going to have that one there and me in the corner, and then we'll change that one. There we go. Hi ladies. Hi Susie. Hi Carol. Lizzie, Maxine and Shaz. No sign of the cats at the moment, Shaz. So for that colour challenge, if you can memorise what those colours were, I have pulled the bag that I took with me, has got an assortment of colours in here, and just because I wanted to be up to date, Lemon and Lime Twist is going to possibly be my green. And I've got out Berry Burst. No, that's Melon Mambo. I got out the ink pad, sorry, for Berry Burst. But I kind of like that Bubble Bath as well. And I know there's one lady on here will probably like Bubble Bath. So that's undecided. So that's kind of the pinks. That was the order they were in. That's my green. Greeny, yellowy, whatever. And then, of course, we have our black at the end. And we have a grey of some sort. So one or other of those two. So, hi Gillian. So these are my choice of colours. So I'm going to pick one of the greys. With the black, I'm thinking if I went pastels, if I went with those, that might look nice. But as I've got the ink pad out for this one, if I swap that over, maybe I need to go with a bit more dynamic. How does that look with those ones there? Does that look good for the colour challenge? I'll remind you what the colour challenge was. We've got a pink, a green, a basic grey and a black. Now, if I leave that colour challenge there with you for a sec, I'm just going to try and change one of these because I think I might change that slightly and just change my ink pad. Just one moment. Bring that one across and see how that looks. Just changing that a little bit by adding the Parakeet Party, because that's a little bit more greeny than the other one. It's a bit more yellowy, isn't it? So how does that look to meet the challenge? I think I might try those colours. Otherwise we'll be here all night. Oh, Pebble Path. Yes, I didn't have Pebble Path to hand easily. Pebble Path would be a lovely grey, wouldn't it? I had Grey Granite out. I'm going to leave you that colour challenge up there just a sec while I disappear again. Pebble Path. That's been in the car. It has. Just unpacking a bag. Bring that one over as well, shall we? I should have posted this up earlier because then you could have had a real field day, because I've just changed the colour combination again, I think. That one. Let's come back, find the cardstocks. Oh dear, dear. It's lovely being away, but hey, It's a bit upside down, isn't it? One more. Hadn't even thought of this combination, but hey, let's go with it. Let me get you back down onto the table. So if we're going to change a women's prerogative, so if we're going to change to the pebble path there, I can't find my packets, so they're all scattered somewhere, just dumped from the car. But if we do that, we could, now that you see that's going to the yellow, but we could introduce, how does that pink look instead? How does that with the pebble path? How do you like that one? Get that out of the way so you can't get confused. You love the pink, the grey and the black. How about those ones? That's the brightness, the Parakeet Party. That's the green. Hi there, Karen. See, it's this one. Do we want a dull one to go with these because there's two in colours, or do we want to swap that one out for that? Berry Burst or Moody Mauve? Decision's got to come soon. And then I've got the white sitting here beside me. Basic white. So we're allowed black or white in the colour challenge, so we'll have those two. Okay. Prefer the vibrancy of this one, Berry Burst. Okay, we'll stick to that then. Right, that's going to be my colours. Okay, so I'm going to use my With a Twist. Anyone got any ideas as to what the With a Twist could be? Okay. Wednesday, we had a sketch challenge. Okay, so now's your chance to vote on one of the other ones. We had A, B and C. We used D, didn't we, in the end? So we've got A, B and C. So the colour challenge is that challenge. Okay, so now we're just going to take it to a sketch. Okay, so first one to shout. And I've got note cards beside me here because I thought I'll use the note card size. I am a little bit addicted to my note cards. Many of you know. Okay, I'm going to get a couple of those out and a bone folder while you're choosing. Berry Burst. We've got Berry Burst. Berry Burst. Oh, mood. Okay, we've got, that doesn't help. 2 Bs, 2 Cs, 3 Cs, 4 Cs. Okay, and a B. So that's 4, 3. So C it is then. Let's go with C. Okay. There we go. So that's where we're going. Good decision, eh? So I'm just scoring one of these in half. This is one of my note cards. I'm going to try and keep that one in the corner down there so you can just about see it on the edge of my screen. So that's that one. Hi ladies joining. Pam, I need to send you a message tonight. So when I come off and I go back next door, I'll send you a little message. Okay, all the back orders we've been waiting for have all kind of caught up now, I think. I think everybody's outstanding should be here, so I need to pop over and see you. So we'll plan a date. So there's my note card to start us off with. So we're going to have a matte layer on here with something. So we want to introduce some colours. So I'm going to start looking at my colours. I have my trimmer just buried there. So we're going to start off with that one, so we can build up as we go. Hi Helen, hi Anne. C. Someone's in Spain. C. Okay, so I'm going to have this dark banner that's going through here. I'm going to have that in the Berry Burst, I think, or we might have the layer as a Berry Burst, perhaps. Get both of those pieces out, and that'll help us decide. Because it could be the layer like that on the card. Well, that might be too strong, so we might have this one as a banner coming across. Okay, so these are the note cards, you remember, are 3 by 5.5. So if I do 3 inches across there, that's going to make me a banner. We'll keep, oh, that's not 3.5. Is it 3.5 by 5? Yes, 3.5 by 5. Got me half in the wrong place. It's all right, I'm sitting down again now. I'm not out of breath. So there's my banner going to go across. We might make that a little bit narrower in a sec. Okay, so the circle I have here, the 2 and glasses. A pair of glasses, whichever ones come first. I can't remember the size of this brand new one. We have 2 3/8. It's really shiny and bright. The 2 3/8, which goes with the circle sayings. Okay, so I've got it sitting here on the desk, so that will probably be, because you've chosen the one with the circle on it, this is probably the one we're going to use. Okay, so we'll go with that one. Maybe that needs to be the white layer. So let's just punch one of those and see where that takes us. I haven't got any scraps in my white, they're mostly strips, so I'm going to just punch a circle out of there. And then we'll stick that on there for now. We will, like I say, we'll probably bring that down a little bit narrower. Then this piece here, the light grey piece on here, is showing as a big wide piece, and then dovetail the ends. So let's choose our next colour. Black was kind of like black or white, so it didn't have to be, or black and white. It doesn't matter how we can interpret that how we like. I like the brightness of this one. But I'm thinking a long thin strip coming down there will probably be better for us on that one, because otherwise it might be too bright and in your face. So this has got a excuse me, bless me, this has got a jagged edge along here, so I'm going to use this as my strip. So can you see the trimmer there? There we go. So this, I'm going to guess at that as being maybe about 1.5 centimetres. Okay. As I said last time on Wednesday, a sketch challenge is just for an idea. It's just a guide, and you can use your shapes however you like to. So this is going to be, if my card is 5 inches that way, I possibly want this to be 4.5. I'm going to go 4.5. I can always cut a piece off. So let's just pop those out of the way, and that's going to come down behind. We'll dovetail those ends in a sec. That's just leaving this big piece here, which I think we do in grey granite. And as the black, I'm just going to open another packet because I can't find my other working stock readily. Got some pieces under here, but nothing in the grey. So just open that up. Good job you've got spare packs sometimes, isn't it? So I'm going to guess at this, if this is 3.5, this could be about 2 inches. Okay, we're just having a guess. Okay, you'll always be able to play these back to see what the measurements are. And I'm going to say about 3 inches, just for that piece along there, in proportions with my note card. Okay, like I said, these sketches can be any size. You could have this as a 7x5, a standard A6. Move those out of your camera vision just because that distracts you. And I'm going to bring it into the camera a bit more. There we go. So if we take these, literally these pieces, that could be in proportion with this one, and we're going to dovetail that one up. This one's going to be dovetailed at the ends. I think that's quite kind of a good size. And then the white piece is going to come over the top of all of them. So there is me building my sketch challenge. Okay, so next I'm going to cut this up into the centre, and I will just shave a little piece off here because I think it's looking a little bit wide. Okay, so we've got this one at 2 inches. Let's go down to 1.5. That little piece can be used on something else and go in my scraps. So we have that on there, like so. And we have that one, and then we have this one. So let's get my snips. Like different size cards. Yeah, Linda, I know. The notelets are a great size, Shaz. I love the notelets, and they make a nice little, like you say, a nice little gift in any shape or size. People who've seen me regularly will know I've been doing a nice handbag. I do boxes of cards as well. So maybe that some of those will turn up online on a live some point. But if not, it's going to be a class to go anyway in the post. So I'm just dovetailing these two ends by cutting up into the centre. Hopefully you can see it's nice and bright. Straight up into the centre, and then come in from your corner into the middle. So that meets there, and then just snip it. Okay. That was yeah, that's about right. That's good. And then we need to do the same thing with this size. I'm just going to move those over because I think I need to show you how to do this one. That can go on the floor. Pencil. Okay, when you're doing a banner punch like this and you cut up into the middle and then you go either side, that's fairly easy. It's very small and you can see that quite easily. When you get a bigger piece, it's a little bit harder. So because I'm on a piece of my grid mat here now, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares on there. So if I go 2.5 and I just move in, the depth that I would like that to be, it's not a huge jump up. So I have 5 squares. I'm going to go in 2.5, which is here, and I'm going to come up about level with that one line. So if I put a dot in there like so, I'm in the middle this way and I've gone up to the next line, so it's even both sides. Okay, if you want to be fussy, you could grab a ruler, which just don't ask me where that is because I have no idea. So I'm just gonna cut that myself freehand. But if you are unsure yourself, you're more than welcome to cut up to the middle there like so, like we normally do, and snip right to the corner. And then this one, I'm gonna use the whole blade of my scissors, tilt that so you can see it, and come straight for that point. Okay, and that's that piece. If it's still hanging on a bit, just snip it a wee tad more and that'll fall out. Okay, so then I'm going to come the same. It's easy, you can see the center point once you've taken a piece out. So from the corner, right on the corner, and pivot round, and that's to that center point there. And there is our little angled piece. Okay, so those 2 pieces can go onto the floor. They'll get cleaned up when I tidy up. So what else was I going to say? I'm going to grab the catalogue and just leave that back in position. It's kind of going underneath, isn't it? That one's going there, that one's going there, and that one's coming over. I just want to have a look in here, and I want to point out some things to you with regards to our embossing folders. So this is the page with the embossing folders on. So in here we have some different textures like these. We've got the split ones where they're 2 small ones. It says 2 folders. That's because they go in the mini machine. Okay, so we've got a couple here, a couple there, a couple, now that's just another angle, and a couple over here. Now I have the stripes and splatters, so I'm going to quickly see if I can find those without wasting too much of your time. Let's just leave you with the graphic up there again. So I'll bring that across so you can be looking at that and see how well we're meeting the challenge. And grab some embossing folders. So these are little ones. Never find them when you want them, can you? Okay then, we'll go to the big machine instead. Oh dear, unpack, Sandra. Which bag could it be in? We're good, we're adaptable, aren't we? So, might never come out as neat as that. Oh, bless. It's practice. It is purely about practice. That's all. Just get practicing. I'm going to bring this camera out a little bit just for you. So I can't find the plates and everything easily for my embossing folders, so I'm going to grab a good old faithful build our sandwich. Just remind you on here, our machine will tell you it needs the base plate, and I've grabbed my Time Worn Type. You've seen me use this one loads. I love this one. Okay, so this is what they call one of the dynamic ones. It's one of the 3D ones. So I need this grey plate number 4 on top. So we're going to have this one here on top of our folder. Okay, so that's what we're going to use to actually texturize. I was going to hopefully find some of those small ones. I've got the splatters and stripes. They could just be anywhere. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to take that down onto the floor a sec, and we're going to cut a layer on here from the white. I want to put some texture. Okay, now if I use this, so I can use this top section here, so I'm wasting less card. Just bring that down a bit, and I'm going to cut that. It's 3.5 we said, didn't we? So I'm going to go down to 3.25. Okay, that way, and hopefully if I turn this round, it's going to be by 5, so I'm going to bring that down to 4.75. So I'm just 1/4 of an inch less. Okay, and just see if that's going to help me with my layers. So there we go. That's perfect. Okay, it's just going to sit in there nicely. So I'm going to emboss this layer with the Time Worn type that I've just put in the machine. And take that down. So make sure that your writing is going in the direction that you are facing. So I want it going across there, which it is. And then we're going to put the plate 4 on top. Okay, so roll that one through. There we go. Slide that one back in and on the floor. Probably end up tripping up over that. Okay, so this is going to be our base layer. So we're going to pop that on there. Now, shall we cheat and have, this is a 2-layer process on here, but it's a bit of artistic license. You could take that thick line as being a splash of your black. So if I go 1/8 of an inch underneath and I use the black, it's just my interpretation. Like I said, anything goes. If you use that piece. Just gives us a little hint. Okay, so 5 we're going to go down 1/8. Okay, so that's 4 7/8, and then this way the 3.5 we're going to come down to 2 7/8. I think. Let me just check that. 3.5, isn't it? So 3 3/8. That looks better, and that's just going to sit in there. Lovely. Okay, so take that away. And because you're dealing with thrifty Sandra, as Joy said on one of my recent videos, she loves how thrifty I am. I'm just going to punch a circle out of here because I can. Okay, and then that can be hidden. This can be used for another project. Black is lovely with gold embossing or something, silver embossing or something on. So that's going to go on there. You could actually, because I have an oval here as well, you could actually, all you're going to see is the outline image on there. So you could actually bring that in there and punch an oval. So this one they're going to overlap, so that's going to go in the bin. And you have an oval circle as well. It really doesn't matter what that shape is in the centre. Okay, the fact I've used this one and I've used this one, we've got half one that I've just bin, then this one will sit over the top of it. And no one will be any the wiser, but it lightens the weight of the card when you're posting if it's going overseas or something like that. And you've got a lovely little border there. Okay, so I'm going to stick with that and get my Tombow onto it. Okie doke. So, did we all craft over the weekend? I was crafting on and off for the 2 weeks, the whole week, sorry, that I was at Rocks and Barns in the pop-up studio. It's been good. I've met some lovely ladies and some good crafters as well, so that was a really good exercise for me. That's what I was aiming at, and you never know, they might even catch up on here at some point. So I'll just go around the edges there, a little scribble in the middle. Tweezers, I need my tweezers. Linda, yeah, the oval punches is a must. I have to have the ovals. That was just yeah, we had them before and they retired and then they came back as a one punch. Now I'm just looking at this to see which way the writing is going. Yeah, this one is that way. There is actually characters on here. This is the raised side, so I'm upright the right way. I'm not in Australia. Oh, much as I'd love to be. a very dear friend, and she messaged on there, she wished that I was closer. She'd done an event. She said, I wish you were closer. And I said, one day I will get there. So if Angie catches up on here, we will get together at some point. So this one here, I've now made this slightly smaller. So this is your own prerogative as to whether you want to go to the inside layer like they have here, or the middle layer, or to the edges. I quite like the edges because I've got a double layer on here. It's going to make this sit up a little bit proud on the ends. So I think I'm going to take that back to the middle one, the black one. Or shall I go there? I'll go down to the white one, I think. So just remind me what the size of that one was. 3.5. On here. So it was 3.5 there, and we came down 1/4 inch, didn't we? So I'm going to go to 2 3/4. Oh, what is that? 3 1/4. So that's going to be that one. That's the only one that needs to be changed. So this is going to come through here. Now remember, I like to line up if I'm on a grid mat. I like to line up so that you can get the same distance there and the same distance there, as long as it's straight in the first place. So if it's straight down here on a line, and you can pop that across, you know you're going to get that straight. Okay. Now which layer is the order on here? This one looks like it's at the bottom, so that's going to go on first. So that's going to go wherever we fancy. More over to this side. So let's get that one down. My circle I'm going to end up putting on dimensionals, I think. Again, dimensional or not dimensional, that's up to you. So just straightening that up on the side. Pop that one just with a little gap. It's lined up along this line and that line, hopefully. So press that down well because it's a bumpy surface that you're putting it on. Then this one's your next layer. And pop that into there. This is hanging out the bottom and a little bit at the top. We can't see whether the other stripe goes through first or not. This one is then going to come over there, but it's all going to be hidden by our circle. So I'm going to put this one next, make a little cross. Are you liking this card? Okay, it's a challenge. It just gives you some direction as to, well, I want a bit higher than that one. Just give you some sort of direction when you might have lost your mojo or want something quick like I did tonight because I've not been home and unpacked very long. I've unpacked the car and we've taken the tables out, which is a big exercise because they have to go right down the bottom of the garden into the garden shed. But at least they're gone and done and dusted. So this is just rubbing that out. I've got a little bit of glue on there. Keep that straight. So this one's going to come in next. And that's going to overhang top and bottom. I think I like my gaps here. It's looking good. Keep that one straight. And that can just come down here. A little bit of scribble. There we go. So I take part occasionally in these challenges. I haven't done one recently, so it was nice to do this one today. It's released today. So if you look up the paper players, which I showed you the graphic of, they have the challenge every Sunday it's released. So then this one can be wherever you want to position it. This one was covering up this corner, but allowing all the other elements to be seen. Okay, it looks like it could be 2 colours on there. I'm going to sponge around the edge of mine and then I'm going to put some foam pads on it. So I'm going to put that one to one side at the moment. Bring you back into the camera because you seem a million miles away. Bring that in. There we go. So now I'm going to bring over the circle sayings. We used the punch, but this is the actual stamp set. Okay, I've not used many of these yet. You've got to celebrate here. So you could go celebrate, celebrate, celebrate all the way round. We've got thinking of you. We can have the message in the middle. I'm not really these colours don't really go with seashells. We could do this one and stamp it on the top and then an arc around the bottom and put a nice happy birthday through the middle. My second layer here, as I said, I'm going to grab a piece of sponge and I'm going to sponge the edges once we've stamped. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side. I've got thank you still on the block from the other day, and thank yous are always good, depending on what we're going to use for the flowers on here. So let's just get that one out of the box. I've not used this one before. I've only used the thank you saw me use the other day. And this one will sit in that circle like so, just perfectly. Okay, so I'll turn that over, grab a block, and stamp that on there. Make sure it's nice and level. This is the first time I've used it, so I'm going to grab a piece of scrap that I keep on my desk there. Your circle sayings had a bust up with your catalogue. Oh dear, you got something different, did you, instead? That's not so good. I was missing 2 punches on the last mix-up that I had. Okay. Another set you like. You're going to be as bad as my room here, Linda. Okay, loving sketches. Sketches are good. Sketches are brilliant. It just gives you that little bit of mojo as to, well, what can I do? Well, what should we play with? Okay, so there is my beautiful flowers. Okay, now because I've stamped this, punched this, sorry, beforehand, I need to get this in the right shape. Now I'm going to get that away from here so I can, without getting my head in the way of the camera, I'm going to try and just see round that like so. It might be easier if you actually stamp this before you punch. I was just trying to help you build the shapes that we've got on here as to where the sketch was going first. There we go. That's not bad. That's a little leaf on there. That's not a little mishap. It's good. Love that. Really pretty colour. Okay, so now we have, I don't think it would fit in the 2. I can hover that over there and see. It would be very, very close. So I'm going to leave that one. But I think the thank you is very nice because the thank you can come down in the lower portion there. Okay, so because I had that out the other night, again, I'll just test that on my paper here. Yes, beautifully clear. Love it. Such a nice font. So that can come down there. Holding my breath. Like so. And then we could go around the outside edge. So, what did I have over there? Because we're going to come round with this one, it's going to go on there. Which colour would you like me? Will that look nice in the pink? Or, I think the pink might be too heavy now. I think a little hint of this coming around it would be nice. Parakeet. And just grab a piece of sponge. Can't see what's in there. Oh, come on. It's not the piece of sponge I'm looking for. There's the piece of sponge I'm looking for. So, shall we have... You've got holly leaves instead of a leaf... Oh dear, that's not good. That was a very old one then. Now, look at this on here. Look at those little... Can you see little arrows on there? I don't know what that's from. I really don't. That's strange. It's a new ink pad. I don't know if I've used this ink one yet. It's got arrows there and arrows there. It might be a stamp that had got like a little flower leaf or something on it. I'm going to take a little scrap of that white card. Where was my other piece of white? Over here. There was a scrap here. No, he's disappeared. I just want to see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to just take the edge of this. I won't waste it, but I'm just going to come along here and just give a little edge. Can you see, just with a piece of sponge, just to give that a little edge like that and see if that would look nice coming along the edge there. It just will enhance that colour, I think, a little bit. Yeah. Start collecting inks. Oh dear. Linda, you need a new mortgage for that lot. Hi ladies, joining still. I'm not going to hold this over my card because when you do this with a little piece of sponge, it does sometimes give a little splatter onto the surface that you're using. So you really don't want to have that go over there. I like this, just a piece of cheap sponge. Stampin' Up did used to do sponges, but now we've got the blending brushes. The blending brushes don't quite give this the edging that I like. I love the brushes. I love them for all sorts of techniques. But this, when I want to do an edge, I don't want it all splattered in. I just want it just to go I'm not about 90 degrees on here. I'm just going around the edge. Okay, like so. There we go. And it's just brought that colour back in from the lemon lime twists. And I did have Stampin' Dimensionals here. Okay, so let's turn him over. I'm going to put some of these on. Where's the top? The top is there. Top, bottom, and 2 sides. There we go. And I haven't used a splatter at all. There isn't a splatter in this one, but if you'd got some splatters, you could actually add some extra texture to the background. But I think because you've got the raised bits on here, it's going to look quite nice. So this is just going to come over that point. I'm aiming at covering that like the sketches here. So bring that nice and straight, and it is over to the left-hand side. So you can see all those elements, and it's nice and straight. The flowers are going opposite each other. There we go. And then we want some gems in there as well. So how does that look? Quite good for the sketch. There we go, to know what direction you're going to go. And then the gems can just come on. We've got detail on here. You won't be able to see that on the camera, I'm sure, but it has got some dimension there. And what have I got by way of gems here? Let's have a flick through. They're too big. Champagne. Gonna have to go with these ones. I've got some medium-ish size ones in here, so I will. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's an odd number. So if I just put a couple of random ones on here. These are the clear rhinestones. I do like clear rhinestones. You could put them on the flowers, but you'd kind of want to space those out nicely, so I'm going to avoid putting them directly on. And then 3 on the background somewhere. So one of the non-raised areas, just pick out a couple of little places to put them. There you go, up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 5 can go in here, wherever there's a flat piece. There we go, and there's your odd numbers. Okay, so there we go. There's my card for today. I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. So you can come in and see that one, sort of down here, about there, sort of square. You're a bit on the her today, aren't you? There you go, that's a bit better. There we go. And of course, we could do the envelope. We could just grab some scraps of card, and we've got some time, haven't we? Let's just grab one of those envelopes. And because I haven't got pretty paper patterns this time, I could literally put this on my scrap of white card here. We could use those flowers along the edges to make it look so easy. It's not really complicated, is it? You can follow. Oh, look, I've moved you in too close now. As long as it doesn't carry on running like it did last time. Okay, so this little arch on here can make a nice edge to your envelopes. Okay, so you could put one across. I'll do the flap first. You could actually put one across this corner. You could just bring it along the edge there, so it just sort of like marks those edges. There we go. It's just doing a little bit, and then this one, just that little bit. The trouble is, like I said before, with the darker colours, it will stain this one on first use. It's just, there we go, look at that for a beautiful envelope. And then if you want a little bit on the front, you could do a little piece across the corner here. I don't want too much though. I don't want to overkill, so I might just use this upside down, stamp upside down, and just do a little piece on that corner there, like so. So the postman can see it as well. So there's the front, whoops, and there's the back flap. Doesn't take much doing, does it? It's just knowing how to use them, and when you open the envelope, that's what you'll see on the back. If you really wanted to be clever, you could actually just gauge that and just put the centre one in first and then come either side, so you can have it all continuous. That's something I've done before with similar stamps. So there we go, get the rubbish out of the way, and then we've got that card and that envelope together. Okay, and there was our original sketch. Okay, so I'll bring those down so you can see them all at the same time. There we go. And there we go. So next Wednesday, we will find something else to do. And I will bring you another project. Hope you've enjoyed that card. I've loved doing it because it's another sketch. The other two I said will get used at some point. So I've printed them off to use. Okay, I will bring you back to me. Take that off and bring you back. Oh, bless. Thanks, Shaz. You're welcome. Yeah, it's really nice. I love them. Just Pinterest is full of them. This was a Mojo Monday sketch, so I'm using it for a Paper Players colour challenge, and with this sketch. But they work really nicely. Okay, so thanks for joining me tonight. If you're watching on the YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up and put some comments in the Facebook ones as well. That's all very good for interaction, and Facebook loves that. It loves a bit of interaction from you. Okay, so thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again on Wednesday.